Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly webinar hosted by Reveres and supported by Cambodia Chamber of Commerce and curated by the Freelancer Association. Okay. Today we are talking about the ultimate guide to business blogging. You can find us on our social media, Reveres Academy, our website, Facebook, YouTube, and Telegram. So you can subscribe to our YouTube for previous webinar that we have, and also some upcoming webinar that we have also. Okay, business blogging is one of the most essential marketing tools today after social media marketing. It helps to raise your brand visibility through knowledge sharing or increase brand trust and authenticity through thought leadership expertise, increasing support from your customer and business growth. So this webinar will provide the reason why business blogging is one of the growing trends in this century and how business can jump on the bandwagon to increase brand acceptance and authenticity. So we are glad to have Kartina to give us the talk on this topic. Yeah, Kartina, to you. Thank you.
Hi, Kay, and thank you. Let me just get back to my screen and share the view. Okay, just get. Well, thank you, King, and thank you, Reveres Academy, for this wonderful opportunity to present this webinar with the members of the Cambodian Chambers of Commerce. Now, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for spending time with me today on this Friday morning as I share insights on the ultimate guide to business blogging. My name is Kartina, and I am the founder and chief strategist of Team Communications. We are a public relations and digital marketing agency based in Singapore. Now, our agency aims to help solopreneurs and small business owners to amplify their brands through public relations, social media marketing, and content marketing solutions. Now, at the end of this session, you will learn on the importance of business blogging and how you can start one for your brand. Now, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them at the end of this session. So without much further ado, let's start the ball rolling. Now, in a crowded marketplace, besides being active on social media platforms such as Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, to name a few, now, business blogging is an effective lead generation marketing tool for business. So here's what you can expect at this sharing session. I will be giving you a definition of what a business blog is, why you should consider business blogging, the benefits of it, as well as some good features of a good blog. Now, once you have decided on starting on a business blog journey, there are some ways for you to create or generate content, and I'll go through some of the examples with you as well. Now, I'll also give tips on how to optimize your blogs and to market your blogs to reach a wider group of audience. Now, for every marketing tactic that we have implemented, we need to measure our campaign and how we can actually improve it. So I will give you some ideas on how to measure the effectiveness of your blog campaign. Now, at the end of which, I will give you a summary of some of the best practices of a business blog. Now, first up, what is a business blog? So according to Techopedia.com, now a business blog is a blog of published informal online articles that are either included in the intranet, which is an internal communications website, or posted on the internet for general public to read. Now, business blogs use a more personal tone than your corporate websites and are primarily used for public relations purposes. Now, a business blog may also be referred to as a corporate blog or a corporate web blog. Now, I have been in the communications industry for more than 20 years, and in my experience, I have written many articles for my organizations as well for my own business, which is Team Communications. Now, through these blogs, I have been able to raise the company's brands and see more interest from our stakeholders, our customers, and it is one way to grow our brand. Now, a main reason every company needs a blog is first, most of what important is to increase your visibility. Now, put simply, the more blog content you create, the more opportunities you'll have to show up in search engines, yeah, and also to drive organic traffic to your website. Now, blogs provide the perfect platform to strengthen your search engine optimization strategy or SEO. Now, as mentioned earlier, it is a proven marketing strategy to create inbound sales and to increase your business growth. Now, but best of all, you do not have to pay to create a business blog. Now, it is practically free to start one. Now, the question is, why should we blog? Now, people generally do not want to hear too much of a sales talk. Now, however, they are usually drawn to stories and information that they can resonate, or especially those that solve their problems. Now, in other words, your blog gives your business an opportunity to create a social voice and create a connection between your business and your audience. Now, as I shared earlier, blogging provides your business a chance to grow. Here are some statistics on the effectiveness of business blogging. Now, businesses who blog sees 55% more website traffic or visitors, which this is a great number. Now, B2C and B2B companies say 88% and 67% more leads a month as compared to those companies who do not blog. Now, most of our statistics show that the more frequent you blog and the more articles you produce on your blogs, the more attention you get. And this will drive more returns on investments, up to 13 times more as compared to those who don't. Now, clearly, blogging is a marketing tactic that is very strongly related to attracting high quality traffic of your customers or clients and generating new leads. Now, let me share with you the big picture on the benefits of business blogging. Now, there are many out there, okay, but I'll focus on 6 core ones. Now, first, it is to bridge your brand to your audience or your customers. Now, developing relationships with your customers is an essential element of marketing campaign. Now, blogging gives you the opportunity to share information about your business or your knowledge about the industry. Now, it is a great way to maintain a relationship between your business, your followers, and also to build new connections with potential customers. Number 2, it positions you as a trusted industry player or thought leader. Now, as a specialist in your industry, writing blogs can increase the customer's trust in you as a thought leader. Now, by posting topics that relate to your business, you are not only marketing your brand, you are also demonstrating or showing your experiences and your thoughts or views as a specialist in your industry. Now, for example, if you run a branding consultancy in Cambodia, you can write articles or share them on, say, example, why companies need branding or why developing brand guidelines are essential for one business. Now, are you more of a B2C company or B2C business? You can share on ideas on products or services that can actually help your customers understand why they need to purchase your products. Example, home furnishings or even tips on healthy eating. Now, this will help to draw your readers not only to the topic, but also the business solutions your business offered to them. Now, thirdly, it allows you to create your own real estate space. Now, what do I mean real estate? Now, we're all aware that having a social media presence helps a business to thrive in this tech-driven era. Now, on social media, which is on YouTube, for example, on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, get to raise awareness and engage with our customers through comments and feedback. Now, however, no matter how huge your followers are on these platforms or on these channels, now creating a following to your blog site is one of the best way or an essential aspect of blogging of business blogging. Why do I say that? Say, for example, should the algorithms of social media change or face a possible shutdown, your website becomes, the heart of your business. And writing content, posting blogs on your website also makes it more permanent because then people can be directed to your blog as compared to having them buried on your social platforms. Number 4, now by blogging regularly, it increases your SEO rankings on search engines. Now, blogs that use on-page SEO tactics now increases the chances of being ranked higher on the search engines, especially when your customers search for a topic that is related to your business and they get directed to your blog. That is a very good way. Now, use keywords that will increase your SEO ranking by utilizing tools such as Uber Suggest. All right, you can actually suggest some of it. You can use some of the keywords that's being searched on Uber Suggest. Now, place these keywords strategically in your headings, in your subheadings of your blog or your content. Now, blogging also allows you to tell and communicate your brand story to your stakeholders the way you want it to be. Now, you have a choice to persuade or engage your stakeholders through your blogs. Now, lastly, it increases your brand equity as you gain more followers and more fans as they learn to trust and see you as an authentic brand. Now, what are the 5 features of a good business blog? Now, your blog design, I would say, is the first thing that people see, right? I mean, if you were going to a certain website or a blog site, people are attracted by the aesthetics of the page. So it's also the most distinguishable feature of your blog. It's a way for you to, express yourself and also what your blog stands for. Now, if you are unsure on how to develop a blog site, there are templates on free blog sites for you to choose from. Now, however, if you want a more corporate look, I would suggest hiring your own developer to assist you. Of course, custom themes, which is dedicated specifically to your company, brand colors, for example, show off your own personality and look more professional as compared to, say, free themes on your free blog sites. Now, great blogs have a clear focus. They don't try to be all things to everybody. So I would suggest that you pick a specific goal for your business blog. Choose a niche or a focus on a topic that you are interested to talk about or share with your audience that's related to your products or services, and you can actually write them with a clear focus. And number 3, blogs that hardly publish content get lost in the sea of many other blog sites in the digital world. Now, the reason is because everyone is competing for people's attention, so you have to have them regularly posted. Now, your job is to stay at the top of mind among your clients with regular content that is relevant to your audience needs. Now, however, strive for quality over quantity, possibly with at least 1 post a week for a start. Now, images play an important role in pulling visitors into your content. Now, they are also great at complementing your posts, and this can help you to reinforce a point that you are making in your content. Now, almost all blog posts should have a shareable and call to action features and end with a question for the reader to comment on. So make sure that you do the same. Now, there are many ways for you to generate blog contents, right? But let me share with you 8 of my favorite ways to create them. Now, one of the most popular form of blog contents is business blog contents is self-help guides and articles. Why do I say that? When you produce such articles, you are sharing your best practices, advice, and your experiences that will help other people going through similar experiences. Now, in this blog, I give tips on marketing and public relations that are easily written or understand for anyone or any business to implement. Now, some of the other examples include, say, 10 ways to achieve a healthy lifestyle, 7 ways marketing help increase your business growth, and so on. Number 2, opinion articles or thought leadership articles are usually written by your leaders, experts, or even top management leaders of your companies. They usually write on topics relating to their expertise to draw in brand followers. Now, your senior management can have a regular blog, either weekly or monthly, and it can be titled From the Desk of the CEO, for example. And they can provide tips or opinion pieces on many topics such as coaching, problem solving, leadership, goal settings, employee management, and many others that is niche to their expertise. Now, thought leadership articles are very popular, especially when leaders have a good base of contacts and connections. Now, leverage on your leaders to draw in brand ambassadors and new potential leads. Do you work with community organizations or have a course project that is aligned to your business goal? How about writing about these activities to show that your business is also part of your community player? Now, this is a good way to draw potential community partners who may want to collaborate with you in the future. Collaboration means new business opportunities and also means new exposure for your brand. Now, a blog is also a good sales tool. Right? Now use the blog to write an article on your new product launches, have a new service to share, promote its benefits and features in your blog. Have you heard of Quora? Now, Quora is a popular question and answer website. And there are a lot of questions on Quora that relates to business or personal development and small business. So you can actually search for your blog topics that relates to your area of business. Take note of the questions that are being asked in Quora, and you can repurpose them or answer them in your blog posts. Now, you can also read and study what other people are sharing or writing about your topic. Now, this isn't about stealing or copying, but it's more like understanding what other readers are asking so that you can respond to them by putting your own way or your own content with your unique voice and language. Now, Twitter, Facebook, and other social media channels are great resource for blog topics. I mean, if you go into any of these channels, you see a lot of people asking a lot of questions and giving views. So do a search of your target topics and see what people are saying about their problems, what are their needs, and what are their wants. Now, from there, turn those into blog post ideas. Now, if there are books that can give insights on your business solutions, for example, you can also consider giving a summary or write insights of the book via a short blog. Now that you have an idea of some of the ways to generate content, some people say, how do we get started on copy? Okay, here are some tips. The first thing is the most fun of all is to decide on a blog name. Now you can either have it as your business name or how you want people to remember you. Now decide if you want to build from a free site or develop one internally with your developer. Now, next one, decide on who is responsible for creating regular posts and creating content calendar and your free number of posts that you want to see on your blog. Now, a content calendar is just like any other normal calendar, but it is filled with details of when you want to publish your blog, the time, the topic, and who is responsible for it, as well as the platform that you want to share them. Now, if you're writing your blog on your own, try to create a running list of topics. Set a time every week to write your pieces so that you will be part of your work schedule. And of course, start writing your first one after you've given thoughts on all these pointers. And don't forget to post, share, and review your blogs. Now, how do you develop a blog? And well, a blog usually can be done as part of a business domain or a corporate website, or it can be a standalone blog. Now, this is a sample of a blog that resides within a corporate website. This is Indria Cambodia, who is an analytic system technology, creative design, media content company. Their blog is written by the founders on topics such as entrepreneurship and marketing. So as you can see, their blog is actually embedded as part of one of the tabs in their corporate website. Now, the next blog is a standalone blog, which means that they are a dedicated blog on their own. When in Norway is an online guide to Norway, which provides insights and information from the eyes of their own writers. So this is the standalone blog, and they don't have a corporate site or a bigger corporate site to where they reside their own blog. Of course, there are two ways for you to start a business blog. First, you can either use free blog sites to start, or you can get a developer to get it started for you. Now, these are some of the free sites that you can actually use with the templates that you can consider using them. They include Wix, WordPress, LinkedIn. There's a column called LinkedIn Pulse where you can actually write articles there. Medium, as well as Tumblr. Now, if you have a corporate website, you can get your website developer to add a new tab called blog on your website architecture. Now, once we have all the technical requirements set up already, how do we ensure that we become an effective blog writer? So here are 3 tips from me. Now, when you produce a blog, you must know who your target audience are. This is a most basic, most important marketing expectations. Always write with your customers in mind. Now, write as if you are writing, or rather, write as if you are speaking to them in a language or style that will attract them and engage them. Now, blog posts are written more casually and with a storytelling style rather than a corporate style. All right. So when you write in a casual manner, you are creating a link or developing an online customer relationship with your clients. Now, having said that, your tone and language must also meet your target audience. So it really depends on who are your target audience, and you will need to sync accordingly. Number 2, produce relevant content that speaks to them, speaks to your clients, and provide solutions, ideas, or knowledge that are either meant to enlighten them or entertain them, educate them, excite them, or engage them to create an action or to produce an action. Now, most importantly, be consistent with your articles. Consistent in 2 areas. One, in terms of quality, in terms of your language, your grammar and vocab, and 2, in terms of regularity. Of course, you can have slight variations to your blogs, but it's always good to have one focus and provide regular posts on that particular niche topic. Now, the next question you might ask is, how often do I need to blog? Now, this really depends on your capacity and your time availability. So you need to set your expectations, right? And because the last thing that we want you to end up is to have to be burned out after some time, of writing regular blogs. Now, however, you need to note that the more blogs you write and post, it will increase your traffic and also increase your followers. Now, you can either blog once a week, once a month, as long as you get the interest and the retention of your audience. But of course, make sure that you publish your posts around the same time so that you can create the anticipation of your readers, knowing that they can expect something from you every week or every month. Now, how do you optimize, how do you optimize your blog? So here are some tips. Tip number 1. Now, create a social sharing buttons on your blog post. If you can see on the screen, there are social sharing buttons such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Now, give your blog content extended reach by including social media sharing buttons like these, like, share on LinkedIn, and tweet on every post that you have. Now, these will encourage your readers to share your content with their personal networks, and this will allow your blogs to reach beyond your own connections. Tip number 2, include interesting and eye-catching visuals and images. There's a lot of us who are always interested to read articles when they have very compelling images, don't we? Now, include an image that conveys what the blog post is all about, and this makes your content visually appealing to readers. And you can also include visuals in between your articles to break the momentum of reading too much text or blocks of text. Now, a blog post that has some type of visual element, whether it's a photograph or a graphic, infographic, or cartoon strip for that matter, performs a little better than a post that's purely text. Now, the next tip is to have attention-grabbing headlines. Now, one of the best ways to optimize your blog is to use keywords on your copy headlines that grab attention of your readers. Now, some of the best copy headlines are those that has keywords that people usually search for online, provide self-help guides, create an urgency for them to find out more. It's very simple to understand and have numbers. Now, this is my favorite. Why is it good to, why is it good to have copy headlines that has numbers? Now, generally, the human brains are drawn to numbers when they see an article. Now, when you have a headline with numbers, it encourages your readers to read on. Besides, it is also less wordy as compared to text. Now, tip number 4 is to have a call to action feature in all your blogs. As you can see on the screen, in this article, there are 2 actions, call to actions. One is for them to consider giving their views, and second one is to sign up for a subscriber, to be a subscriber. All right, now as a writer, when writing for my clients, I always ensure that we have this feature. Now, why? Having a call to action feature on your blog encourages your readers to interact with you by either giving a comment or sharing or even sending you a query as a result of your blog and giving you a lead to find out more about your business. Now, do not lose them and hook them by asking a question or getting them to do an action at the end of your blog. Now, your blog can also be repurposed in many ways. Now, these include turning them into various ways, into an infographic, a video, a cartoon strip, or it can be a topic for your talk show or even a contest. Now, most importantly, remember to share them across all your platforms, especially on your social media platforms. Now, once you have generated ideas on the types of contents and how often you should blog, you already have a list of articles in your mind. However, you cannot just sit and wait for them to be published. You just cannot wait for them, for people to come to your blog. You have to promote and market your hard work. Now, here are some ways for you to promote your blog. Number 1, share on your social media platforms. If you have LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, share them all on your pages. Now, offer them to relevant magazines or influencer blogs. Now, this is a very good option because they have a bigger base of subscribers, and your blog actually published on their pages or on their blogs. It gives you a wider audience reach. You can also create a website banner of your blog. You can share links on corporate materials such as your annual reports, your sales brochures, your corporate brochures, and even on your staff email signatures. You can also promote them at your events and presentations. Now, when it comes to your business blog, there are a range of metrics that you can consider. Now, these can be in the form of number of visitors that visit your blog site, the number of shares and comments, the number of leads that you get from your blog, and also the number of subscribers. So you may need to work with your team to see, how you can actually get this matrix. Then you can even speak to your sales team, your marketing team, or install Google Analytics on your blog to see your matrix of your own blog site. Now that you already have some ideas on why and how you should start a blog, now let me share with you some of the best practices for effective business blogging. Right? Number 1, always write with your customers in mind. As I mentioned earlier, you must know who your target audience are, and you must write the content that they will appreciate. Number 2, make sure that your contents give them ideas or suggestions to solve their pain points. Number 3, think like a writer or a publisher. How do you want your readers to engage with you? So it has to be compelling. Number 4, use keywords that people are always searching for on the internet. Get insights from readers. Once you have posted your blog, get feedback from readers by asking them questions. If they were to like your or comment, send them a message, ask them for their views as well. Now, provide your website link on your blog. Now, this is one way for them to actually find out about your business. Right, in conclusion, a business blog is a proven marketing tool that can help you raise your brand and bring in leads. Now, plan the types of topic or niche you want to write about. Identify your target audience, write with them in mind, develop a content calendar and a schedule that you can work around with. Always remember to optimize your blogs with the various tips I have shared earlier, with great content and call to action features. And lastly, always have a measuring tool to see the effectiveness and the success of your blogging campaign. Now, this is actually a very good URL site that I want to share with you. And these are some of the good blogs that written by small business owners. And this is something that I can share this with you, and with King, you can share it with our participants as well.
Sure, no problem.
Now, of course, not every business owner has time to blog. So there are two ways to do it. You can either set up a team within your company, or you can always engage an agency to actually help you. Just like in team communications, work with clients, we actually get us to do their blogs, and work together with them to create ideas. Well, that's about it for my presentation. I hope it has been very insightful. I'm open to any questions that you may have.
Yep. Thank you, Kartina.
Welcome.
We have two questions. One is that what do you mean by regular content?
Okay. Now, regular content means producing articles that is on a regular basis. For example, if let's say you are producing an article on leadership, so you must have, because that is a topic or a niche that you have selected for your blog, right? So it could be a leadership blog. So create regular content on the topic, and you can also produce it either weekly, monthly. For some people, they can even do daily. So that's what I mean by regular content, providing, getting your readers to anticipate and knowing that you will always give them content on a regular basis.
Okay, I have another question is please tell me how SEO work and how to effectively management it.
Okay, I can't see that question.
I think it's a Q&A. It's in Q&A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can click on Q&A. Yeah, there are 3 questions there.
Okay. Okay. Tell me how SEO work and how to effectively manage it. Okay. Now, SEO works in different ways, but mostly we optimize it by using keywords, right? Usually for SEO, we work closely with the SEO specialists who will then develop or search keywords that will help you to manage or develop or create keywords or find keywords that will actually help you to rank your blogs better on search engines. So we really need to test the keywords, because one keyword might not work on your blog. You have to test it and see which keywords actually works better for your blog. Okay. The next one is, what are the common errors that businesses do when starting a blog? Oh, well, it can be various reasons. One is that the first one I always experience is that they do not have an idea who the target audience is. Like what I mentioned earlier, in every marketing campaign, regardless whether you are starting a social media platform, whether you're starting a blog, whether you're an advertisement, you must know who your target audience are. Yeah. So when you know who your target audience are, you will be able to write accordingly to their needs, to meet their needs, or write solutions to solve their problems. That's one. Secondly, they like to vary too much in terms of their content. Now, what do I mean by that? For example, like if you are a marketing agency, so I would rather, this is something that is best practices, but of course it varies with different companies and different individuals. You can have a variation of articles, but it's always good to keep to a niche or to a particular topic and not talk about too many things that's out of your business. Yeah, I think these are the two main, no, I wouldn't say errors, but I think challenges that people face when they actually start a blog. And most of the time, the third one I've got to mention, of course, is time. They get very excited when they're about to start a blog. And then they get burnt out. Like what I mentioned in my presentation, they get burnt out because after some time they realize they couldn't cope with the frequency of producing the articles, especially when you are getting a lot more audience and they get interested in your blog. Then they realize that they're either too busy because they're individual entrepreneur, or they don't have a team to manage it, so they get burnt out. And then they have as a result, the blog gets stuck. Yeah, when the blog gets stuck, you will lose your audience sometimes. So you must always have a plan, have a target audience, know regular content, and make sure that you know who is able to produce this content on a regular basis so that you will not lose your audience. Okay. Okay, does blog really work in Cambodia, and what are your recommendations? Okay, from what I understand, I might not be so well versed of businesses in Cambodia. From what I understand from some of my contacts, what I know is that health and fitness and tourism and hotels are doing pretty well with blogs in Cambodia. I would say that if they're doing pretty good, I think they are also they can be a role model, or it can be modeled. They can be a model for you to consider having your blog. Yeah. King, I'm not really sure in terms of Cambodia's way of working, but I guess that's something that I noticed. Healthcare, fitness, tourism, and yeah, hotels do very well in terms of their blogs in Cambodia. Okay, how is blog different from website? Okay, well, I would say, like I said, a blog is actually a dedicated online space or publishing space that is standalone. It's standalone or within your website, as I mentioned. I gave you two examples earlier. One was India. Yeah, India, Cambodia, they actually have their own, or rather they have a blog that is within their website. Okay. Now, if you notice the website, some website would have information such as news and announcements, right? More corporate news. But your blog site is usually more, or rather, less corporate and more informal kind of content that is being put up. So it's not very much of a, I would say in terms of technicality, but in terms of content, that's how they are different. That's how the way it's written is also different from a corporate website and from a blog. Okay, did I answer all these questions? Okay.
Yeah, I think there's some question in the chat group.
Okay, let me go back there.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, hang on. Let me just go up again. Okay, how many keywords should we add to the headline or blog? Well, for me, I don't really encourage you to too much keywords because you might lose the authenticity of the headline. I would usually choose between 2 to 3 keywords on your headline of your blog. Yeah. But however, like I said, sometimes you probably have to test it out and see whether which of this, or rather, which headlines do better. But in my opinion, I usually use about 2 to 3 keywords. Okay. Okay, what are the best practices for engaging blogs to others? Okay, and I mentioned one of the best way to share or engage our blog to others is, okay, in terms of engagement, right? Is the first feature that I would say is to have the call to action. Now, why do I say that? When you have a call to action, it ignite or rather entice the reader to actually revert to you with a feedback or a comment. By putting, that's one. Number 2, putting them on social media. When you put out on social media on your Facebook, you share them on your Facebook or your LinkedIn or your, YouTube for that matter. You have a wider group of audience. So that's one way to engage them. Always ask questions. You ask them for feedback and comments. For example, if you have written an article and you want to put them up on LinkedIn, for example, after you have written the article, you can say something like, do you find this article insightful? Please share your comments. Or you can even say things like, have you experienced such challenges? What are some of the challenges? Let's discuss. So this is one of some of the best practices to engage your blog to others. Okay.
The next.
Okay, technical skills. What are the technical skills necessary to start a business blog? Okay, let me answer that first. Okay, to be honest, in this century, I think a lot of people don't really need a lot of skills to start a business blog. Like I mentioned, there are a lot of free sites with themes that you can actually drop and drag. For example, like on Wix or WordPress, there are themes that you can just drop and drag, and it's quite friendly for you to start. This is one of the sites. But of course, if you prefer a more dedicated corporate blog site, it's always best to actually work with your website developer to help you with that. Okay, should bloggers get rid of WordPress immediately? Can they ruin their
The credibility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure whether I should be I am the best person to answer this question, but I think a lot of people are actually still using WordPress. I don't think there's any issue with credibility because, you know, at the end of the day, my thought is this. At the end of the day, it's your content, how authentic they are. It is about your personal branding. Now, blogging is also a good way to raise your personal branding, to show your expertise, like I mentioned earlier. If you're a thought leader, this is a good opportunity for you to show your brand, okay, and show what you actually can do for your business. So I wouldn't say that WordPress is actually should be, you know, we should get rid of WordPress or Wix for that matter. I don't think the platform will affect your credibility, at least in my opinion. I don't think they do. So you shouldn't be worried, at least. Okay.
Okay. The next question is how to come up.
How to come up with attracting topics for blog writing. Okay, as I mentioned earlier in my presentation, there are a few ways. First of all, you can, like I said, you can search for topics that are on Quora. You can also develop blog posts as a result of your interactions with people, with your clients, you can even do interviews with your partners. There are many ways actually to raise or to come up with topics for your blog writing. So as what I've mentioned earlier, there are a few ways. I think we can, I'm not sure whether we can actually go back to that.
Yeah. Yep, you can go back to your slides. Your slides still there.
Okay, hang on. Let me just go back to. Oh yeah, okay. So like as I mentioned here, there are 8 ways, at least for me. Okay, when you say attracting topics, right? I think Rotha, thank you for this question. I think what you meant is how to attract, how to get people to be interested in your topics. I hope that I am answering it correct. Like I said, I think it really depends on who your target audience are. You really need to do a lot of research on what your target audience are interested to see and to read. So that will make your topics attractive and compelling to them. So always do research, go find out online on various platforms. You can even do questions and answer or do a phone call with the clients to see what are some of the issues that they face and what kinds of problems they want to hear. So these are some of the key topics that will attract them because you are trying to solve a problem. Okay. Choosing the right photos and videos integrated with the blog are helpful to get the audience engaged with our brands. Choosing the right photos and videos integrated with the post. Oh, yes, absolutely. So, you know, having the right photographs and videos within your blog should definitely be an attractive feature for your brand and for your blog. Because like I said, visually, generally people tend to be more attracted more to blogs or articles that have the right photos. Very good point, Ratha. It has to be appropriate photos that relates to your content and also videos. Okay, next one, how to increase the traffic on your blog. Okay, now, like I said, there are various ways to increase traffic on your blog. First of all, always share them on various platforms so you can see the traffic that's directing from the various sources. And this is one of the ways for you to track them is like either using Google Analytics, and you can actually see where your blog readers are coming from. Yeah. Most importantly, I think how you increase traffic is number one, write content that your customers or your clients always are looking out for, or your audience are looking out for. Number two, make sure that you answer the question and or the pinpoints that you have. And like I mentioned earlier, putting them regularly on your blog post. So if you decide to have it on a weekly basis, having it on a monthly basis, when people are familiar with your blog, they will want to come back and they will anticipate wanting to see your blog every week. So that is one way to increase the traffic. But of course, the other ways is by sharing them on various platforms, and even one of the other ways that in previously in my company, what we did, we actually get our own staff, our own employees to share the blog posts on their own platforms, so that we can also tap on their connections to bring in the traffic for the blog.
Right. Okay, I think there are some in the Q&A.
Okay.
One of
it.
Yeah.
I want to help my boss with company blog, and my boss just wants to sell and sell. Okay. How can I convince him that it's a worthwhile investment? Well, I think it really depends on the company's overall marketing objective. It depends on what your business really wants to go for, because there isn't any right or wrong answer whether a blog will actually bring in more sales, even though it has been proven in the various statistics. But I would say that let's sit down and focus on some of the target audience that you want to reach out to. You need to know what your products and services are offering. Would your group of audience appreciate a blog that you will be producing for them, or would they appreciate advertisements that is directly to them? So at the end of the day, I think you need to look at your target audience. Do you think that they will actually appreciate blogs coming from your business? Number two, whether they are more of a consumer who will consider ads that come straight to them. Yeah.
I think it's due to the nature of the company, I think.
Yes, I agree. It really depends, because there are companies who don't blog at all, and they are very strong on social media platforms. Yeah, so it really depends on the objective, the marketing objective of the company. It varies. Okay, so any blogs we have to buy? Okay, any blogs we have to buy to get the full option manual?
Yeah, all of them are free.
Sorry?
I think the next question is linked to the first question.
Oh, I see. Okay, so yes, okay. For example, on Wix, there are free templates, okay, that you can use. However, if you want to have an added features on your Wix or your WordPress, you will have to purchase the subscription. So even for some of our clients, they are actually on Wix or WordPress, and for them to get a full feature, for them to have other features on their blogs, they actually have an option to add on to the subscription. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Thank you all for your participation and the questions that you have sent in. I believe Kartina has answered most of your questions, and I hope you all have an understanding of how business blog works and how it can help you in your business. If you have any other question, you can connect with us or Kartina. So that she can really continue to answer your question and probably raise up any issues that you might have. And help you resolve it. Thank you, Kartina, for the talks. And so at the end of the webinar, and hope that everybody will stay safe. And keep healthy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Thanks. Take care.
So we'll end this webinar. And okay, stay safe, everybody. Thank you.